The development of mental strength and spiritual powers is a complex and profound journey that reflects the evolution of human beings throughout their multiple existences. Initially, the human mind is used for selfish purposes, such as accumulating wealth, power, and solving material problems. This state, a mental force, embora powerful, is frequently linked to earthly desires and ambitions, with a clear reconfirmation of its spiritual origin. In mind it is considered, many times, a tool that must be used to conquer or control the physical world, with a focus on immediate and concrete results. Meanwhile, as the spirit evolves, it begins to realize that the true mental force does not reside in controlling the material world, but rather in transcending the limitations of form and matter, and aligning the mind with the universal spiritual laws. This awakening occurs when the being becomes tired of the illusions of material life and begins to question its own purpose, seeking to understand not only the mysteries of the outside world, but also its own spiritual origin and its place in the cosmos. The mind stopped being a tool of selfish conquest and began to be used for higher purposes, such as healing, breeding, and eventually, spiritual freedom. The process of evolution of the mind, without context, does not occur abruptly or instantaneously. On the contrary, it is a gradual journey of self-knowledge and learning. The mind, not the physical plane, is continually shaped by the efforts of the spirit to overcome its limitations, through spiritual practices, such as meditation, or through constant application of devotion. Therefore, this process is more than just mental discipline. It involves a profound transformation, in which the mental force begins to be seen not as a tool for the realization of personal desires, but as a capacity to serve the greater. This path of mental and spiritual self-mastery is exemplified in the stories of spirits who, when developing their mental forces, begin to use them to create and transform the astral plane, long before a manifestation in the physical world. On the spiritual plane, as focus mentis are not limited to controlling or manipulating, but rather becomes a form of co-creation with the universe. The spirit begins to understand that each year of creation is, in truth, a reflection of the cosmic order, a process of harmonization between the mind and the cosmos. This involves understanding and applying the laws of the universe to manifest new forms that contribute to the spiritual evolution of all. Raising the astral plane, like trying to raise flowers, is not simply a quest to want something and visualize it in your mind. Each creation requires precision, patience, and a deep understanding of the laws that govern manifestation. Além disso, these exercícios de criação are not limited to the astral plane. These have implications in the physical world, because the forms and ideas generated in the spiritual plane end up influencing the material world. All material creation, such as a plant or a tree, was first idealized and projected on the astral plane, where the etheric energies and the mental forces of the spirits used to mold them. The cultivation of a plant, for example, contains not only the physical form, but also the energetic structure that will allow its growth. Not the physical plane, the process of germination and growth is merely the materialization of a spiritual idea that was created on the astral plane, but requires favorable external conditions to manifest itself. This idea that creation on the physical plane is a reflection of spiritual creation teaches us that the material world is not one of its own, but rather what spiritual intentions and forces manifest themselves. This implies that, to achieve a true upbringing, the spirit must not only have a strong mental capacity, but must also be aligned with the universal laws that govern the upbringing. This alignment requires purification of the mind and heart, which, in turn, facilitates the process of co-creation with the higher planes. In more practical terms, the development of mental power is also linked to self-control and discipline. Like any skill, or mental power, it requires constant practice, self-knowledge, and effort to perfect it. However, the true power of the mind is not in its ability to manipulate or control, but in its ability to align itself with the spiritual and cosmic energies that sustain the universe. The process of spiritual creation is a manifestation of harmony, in which the human mind, aligned with the laws of the cosmos, creates forms and realities that are not only beneficial for the Creator, but for all humanity and the universe as a whole. The journey for the mastery of mental strength and its spiritual application is, above all, a journey of self-transformation. The spirit that develops its mind to create in a harmonious way the astral plane does not only reach a new level of understanding and spiritual freedom, but also contributes to collective progress, helping to create a more balanced, fair and harmonious world. Each year of parenting becomes a reflection of divine intention, and it is through the process that the spirit finally understands the true power of the mind, not as an instrument of mastery over matter, but as a means of co-parenting with the universe, in perfect harmony as divine. Mental power is intrinsically linked to intention, which is one of the two fundamental pillars of spiritual growth. The mind is capable of focusing on a goal or visualization, and by aligning that focus with a higher spiritual purpose, such as healing or balance, it can manifest these intentions in the physical and astral world. Spirituality teaches that pure and altruistic intention can be a transformative force, guiding the mind to raise not only changing people, but also positively affecting the surrounding environment. The mentalization process is a practice of using the mind to visualize and materialize things or situations. The spiritual field, mentalization, is a way to connect the mind with the astral plane or with other dimensions of existence. Using the mind, people can connect with higher spiritual energies, access universal knowledge, and at the same time create spiritual realities that manifest in the physical world. The mind thus becomes a bridge between the material and spiritual planes. Spiritual development often involves self-knowledge and overcoming internal limitations. The mind, when trained and disciplined, can help people understand their emotions, beliefs and behavioral patterns. This introspection is essential for spiritual progress, because it allows people to free themselves from negative conditioning, develop virtues and advance on their spiritual path. Therefore, mental power is a crucial tool for spiritual evolution, allowing the individual to achieve clarity and knowledge. Mental power also manifests itself as a form of energy. When a person uses the mind in a concentrated and focused way, it releases mental energy that can interact as the spiritual environment. This energy can influence the energy field of a person, local or situation, promoting balance and harmony. Spirituality means that by working with this mental energy, it is possible to achieve elevated states of consciousness, healing and transformation. Mental discipline is one of the two main components of spiritual growth. To access the mind effectively, it is necessary to train the mind to remain centered, calm and focused. It is also possible through spiritual practices, such as meditation, prayer, or visualization techniques. These spiritual practices not only help strengthen the mind, but also connect it to higher dimensions, allowing deeper access to spiritual power. While the rational mind is essential to understanding the material world and making decisions, spirituality offers a perspective beyond pure logic. The balance between these two spheres allows people to use their mental power more effectively and aligned with spiritual principles. The mind, when guided by spiritual values such as compassion, altruism and knowledge, can manifest positive and profound changes in personal life in the world. Mental and spiritual power are two interdependent aspects of human experience. Mental power, when aligned with spirituality, becomes a powerful tool of transformation, allowing the individual to create and manifest realities more balanced and aligned with their divine purpose. The mind, when trained and disciplined, opens doors to greater spiritual understanding, and spirituality, in turn, provides the necessary guidance so that mental power is used wisely and beneficially for the best of all. The true human potential is achieved when these two aspects, mental and spiritual, are in harmony, allowing the manifestation of a more full, enlightened and meaningful life. If you liked this video, Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Your support is essential for us to continue bringing quality content about the power of the mind, spirituality, and evolution. Share with your friends and help spread this message of transformation and growth. Together, we can create a better world.